سلام و خوش آمد به همه دوستان عزیز. زمان این لایو یه مقداری unusualه. من اولش رو یه مقداری به فارسی صحبت میکنم. I'm gonna speak in English soon to my English speaking people. So before our friend Rigida join us, I speak a bit of Farsi with my Farsi speaking friends and connect with you when Rigida connect with us. خب دوستان خیلی خوش آمدین. من یه کمی اول لایو، این لایو به زبان انگلیسی هست ولی سعی میکنم که براتون یه کسی رو پیدا کنم که زیرنویس بذاره بعد، چون لایو رو هم سیو میکنم و منتظر هستیم که مهمون عزیزمون، همکار میتونم بگم و دوست عزیز من رگیدا از استرالیا با ما متصل بشه. میدونم که الان ایران صبح خیلی زوده، نمیدونم چند نفرتون از ایران دارین با ما متصل میشین، ولی اگر بنویسین کسانی که از ایران، چون میدونم که اینترنت ها هم خوب کار نمیکنه، کسانی که اگر از ایران الان با ما وصل شدن و صدای منو واضح میشنون، لطفاً یه کامنتی بذارین که من بدونم شما از ایران هستین. خب آقای محمد از ایرانن. خب اینترنت ها کار میکنه. خب رگیدا is here. Okay. Okay, Rigida, please in the comment section, please just send me a request so I accept you. Thank you. If you can just send me a request so I saw you. Okay. Invitation to you, Rigida. I hope you see my invitation and join. I sent another invitation. Okay. So I send you an invitation. You just need to accept. I'm sending it one more time. All right. You just accept the invitation, please. Okay.
Hi.
So I send you an invitation. You just need to accept. Hello. I'm sending it one more time.
Can you see me?
Yes. Right. Yes. You just accept the invitation.
I've got two going on. I've got the internet. I've got the laptop, and I've got the iPhone. I'll just stay on the iPhone there to make it easier.
Okay. Yes, please, because we have two different sounds going on.
Okay. So I'll close this one.
اوکی دوستان خوش آمدین. امیدوارم دوستانی که از ایران هستن اینجا بنویسین اگه کسی از ایران هست. در قسمت کامنت اگر بذارین اگر از ایران هستین باعث خوشحالی میشه که So this is going to be in English. Okay, so Rigida, we lost her, so I sent her another invitation. I don't know what happened. So Rigida, okay. Rigida, I invited you again. If you accept. Okay, I invited you. So you just need to accept, please. All right. Okay, I'm sending another invitation.
Have to stay
Okay,
on the iPhone.
okay. Hello.
Hi. Hopefully this time it will work.
Awesome. All right, I'm very excited. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining us in this live with our friends all around the world. I just mentioned that.
Can you see me, Mojan?
Yes, I can see
I
you.
can't see you.
Yeah, just I can see you and I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, it's just spinning, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh, maybe it's your connection, but we can see you. All right, the camera is all right. Can you see me now?
No, it's just spinning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's something on your side, but yeah, but we can see you perfectly. And
Okay. Maybe I'm not meant to see. I'll just feel.
I don't know what's I don't
can't
know
see it, but that's I can hear you though. I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So you said it's spinning?
Yeah, we'll just leave it. That's fine. So we can keep going. Yeah, it hopefully on.
Okay.
I don't want to disconnect it again just in case I lose you.
Yes, sure. So I just first of all, thank you so much for your presence and thank you for taking this time and to join us in this live. I would like to mention that the internet is shut down in Iran, and unfortunately, you know, like maybe just a couple of people from Iran and the rest of the beautiful audience are coming from Iranian and other friends from other parts of the world. So I hope, I don't know if people in Iran can connect to VPN and be with us, and also it's early morning in Iran. But this live is going to be saved and it's going to be on my page, and no worries, you can watch it later. So thank you so much, Regida. Regida is my beautiful sister from Australia. She lives in Sydney. And she is, I believe she is one of the most powerful medicine women I have ever seen. And she's also, she's a well-educated lady. She studied economics law at the University of Sydney, but she followed the spiritual path, and she is working as she's practicing shamanic work, same as me, and she is, as I said, she's a powerful medicine woman, and I'm very grateful for her presence tonight because we are going to discuss what happened in Iran and honoring the soul of MAHSA AMINI, who innocently died, as all of us know, in this very unfair situation in Iran. And it was just because of her dress code, basically, nothing else. And so this is for the honor of MAHSA AMINI. And we are going to talk tonight in the soul level, because that might not be familiar for many of you, but shamans are famous to be a soul doctor. And tonight our talk is to talk about everything in the soul level and your soul understand. So Regida, please, I would like to invite you to start this. Say whatever you would like about yourself and about MAHSA here you go.
Yeah, look, when you connected with me a few days ago, as I told you, I don't watch the news, so I was quite shocked to hear what you had mentioned. And instantly, I didn't go into the place of like, oh my God, here we go again. You know, the world is, because so many people reach out and say to me, you know, what happened to Ascension? I thought we were all on the path of light. I thought we were all going through this. You talk about 5D, what, like what's going on? We've had COVID, we've had deaths, we've had the dark forces going greater than ever. They seem to be gaining dominance and power, you know, and then we hear about tragedy after tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. And when I sit in the silence of my soul, and I sit a lot in stillness, I have for the last 3 years after I disconnected. Basically, I did a lot of earth work up until 2019. Right up until the December solstice, the last activation I did on the planet was in the Isis temples and the Sekhmet temples in Egypt. Came back to Australia, there were massive bushfires at the time, so it was like the world was burning up. Horrific bushfires. I was then called back to Hong Kong and Singapore to do further work. Obviously, I was meant to be in the line of fire during the beginning of COVID because Wuhan was the opening place and I was in Victoria Harbour, very, very close to Wuhan. So I knew at that time that no matter what it seemed that was happening on the earth at that time, and I tell you this with every cell of my being, even now, that this is part of the ascension process. Between 2012 and 2020, that was what we call the precession of the equinox. The end of time in the Mayan calendar was December solstice 2012. Not every soul was ready for the evolution that was to come. So the strongest warriors of light were sent out into the planet. And many of us went through an awakening. And I know many of you, I can't see, believe it or not, I can't see a thing. I can't see you, Mujan. I can't see who's online. And I can't even see myself. I've got a blank screen that just says connecting and spinning. So I'm just trusting that I'm meant to speak to the soul and to the hearts of every beautiful individual that's on this call right now. Is at the end of 2012, the pioneers that were ready, that heard the call from their soul, that the blue Kachina had been lit in the skies. Wow, and lightning came as I just said that. Wow. We haven't had lightning here for quite a few months. That this was the end of time, but it wasn't the end of time as you know it. It was the end of the patriarchal Piscean domination of society. The strongest warriors started to awaken in 2012, and they completed their mission 2020. From 2020 to 2030, the precession of the equinox, and I'll tell you what that means. That literally means that we have aligned, Earth has aligned with the greater central sun and right up until the galactic center. That alignment has now moved 6 degrees off its axis, which means we are now well and truly beyond the axis of light. Important thing on the planet happening for all of us is for those who didn't get awakened during the first cycle, the first 9 years, are going through it now. And remember, as I said to you earlier, Mujan, ascension happens in waves. It's waves upon waves upon waves, according to where the individual soul's awakening is at. So we have to honor where every person is at in their journey. The mass consciousness, the collective consciousness is awakening now. And what I saw after I heard about MAHSA AMINI, right? That's her name?
Yes, MAHSA AMINI, yeah.
MAHSA AMINI, God bless her soul. She's a warrior of light. She basically, what I'm seeing right now is that she was the next spark in evolution. So normally we get like a catalyst. These catalysts are profound warriors to begin the journey of light in the region that they are working in. That part of the world, Iran, was still covered under darkness. So it needed a very strong light to penetrate the earth and impact the hearts of humanity to awaken to the next levels of evolution. Because suppression and repression is part of the regime. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it's irrespective. And I'll go back to that. That each woman has a masculine and a feminine, and each man has a feminine and a masculine, because at the soul level, we are a yin-yang quadrant. We're a yin-yang frequency. So the reason why I share these with you right now is that what happened with MAHSA, yes, on a human level, horrific. On a cultural level, devastating. On a society level, barbaric. But I want to look beyond that, Mujan. Like I said to you, I really felt we need to see beyond. As shamans, we don't look at the literal. We look at the energy behind the literal. We see what is the meaning at the spiritual level. And right now, I can absolutely assure every single person, I'm about to begin this tour around the world again. I'm just gaining my energy to be in a very powerful mode and protected at the same time. That I want to give the message that we are going through the strongest ascension wave humanity has ever seen. Has ever seen. If there will be, and there is, a time of light that now has already penetrated the earth. The earth has already opened. The center of Pachamama has already opened. And what's happening is within the earth's atmosphere, whatever was dark, whatever was evil, whatever was distorted, whatever was delusional, whatever was upside down is coming up to the surface to be released. And in the release and in the purge and in the removal of the old dark debris, then we can make way for light. Then we can make way for translucent waters. Then we can make way for sitting above the mountaintops like eagles. But right now, when a mother is giving birth, it's chaos. It's noisy. It's scary. It can seem like, oh my God, are we going to be okay? We are more than okay. We are rebirthing humanity in human form. Instead of having to die like we did during the times of Atlantis, the times of Lemuria, the times of ancient Egypt, and the times of the Bering Straits when the major floods came. It's even written about in the Bible. We are no longer having to transition in human form. The people that transitioned knew that their light would be stronger from the other side. There's no difference between here and the other side. It's a very, very thin veil. For the people and the humans that are on this side of the veil, on planet Earth right now, are ascending. I'm telling you, it's not all as it seems. You may be thinking, oh my God, there's so much fear, there's so much darkness, there's so much evil. It's actually getting destroyed. I promise you, the exposure of it is coming to light. And I've always said this at every talk. It doesn't take much light to penetrate a lot of dark. Don't underestimate your power of your heart and your spirit and your soul and your essence, because you are made of the divine. You are a spark of the divine. You are part of the hologram and the matrix of one. Your power is enough to infiltrate 10,000 thoughts. So when I say to people, please think positive, please say prayers of peace. Don't go, even my own children, I say to them, where there's war, don't join the war. You're fueling the fire. You want to use water on fire. You want to put the fire out with water. Come into your feminine essence. Come into the power of prayer. Come into the energy of love. Come into your soul that knows the truth, why you were born this time. September 11, they gave us this code. 9/11 is a fear code saying never forget. I want to flip that today, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to take it a step further. 9/11, flip it into 11/9, and the word is never forget who you are. Never forget the power of your soul. Never forget that you are a God essence in human form. Every single one of us, bar none. I don't care what your past is. Every saint has been a sinner, and every sinner has been a saint. Right now, there's cross wiring. It's very important that we uncross anywhere that we see distortion, anything that's upside down, turn it the other way around, because I can assure you, they have flipped our grids. If they've told us to look left, look right. If they've told us to look right, look left. Because right now they know that in the Quran, which is interesting that the Quran is the religious text of Islam. In the Quran, in the Tibetan teachings, they speak about Kali Yuga, which means the end of time. It's not the end of time that we're going to die. It's the end of time of the patriarchal domination of greed and control and manipulation on the earth. And we are coming into a time of peace and holiness and beauty and sacredness and divinity. And the biggest one, from division and separation into unity, coming into the wholeness and the oneness of who we are.
Thank you so much, Regida. And to add to all your beautiful explanation, some of our followers may not be familiar with what you talked about. So I would like now to make it a bit like simpler for people to grasp all of this beautiful information that you shared. So as we talked, like on the phone the other night, the system all around the world, it is Iran, it is, all around Middle East, the system is a fear-based system, because when they create fear, then they can control. And then this is just a war of power and resources, right?
Yeah.
And now, as you said, it is like a mother giving birth.
Yeah.
And now we see that how, like people standing up for their own truth. What is truth in their heart and in their environment? And what I would like, and you also mentioned the unity. And now is the time of unity, because the system all around the world wants division and separation between people, because that's how they can function. The system can function when there is separation and division and fights and superiority between, like different ethnicities or whatever. But now is the time that the humanity come together and bring this unity, and that's how we become empowered and powerful. And I think, like it is very painful to see what is happening in the Middle East and also in my country. But as you said, this is a beginning of, I would say, rising feminine.
Correct.
Because of all the repression and all the domination of the masculine. We are so much in this imbalance. And now is the time to bring it into harmony and balance. And that's the feminine is rising. And we see like how powerful are women now, and then how they are supporting each other. I like to tell that to all my brothers and sisters all around the world, it's one earth, one nation, one body, one heart, one love. And that's it. So that's how we can ascend and go to a, like evolve. Otherwise, we are still stuck in the old paradigm.
Well, we're going to have options. So sorry to interrupt you there, John. I feel it's just, I want to share with you a point here. The first levels of evolution that happened after, so the first awakening actually was around the 2011. Actually prior, let's talk from the 60s, the hippies, and then there was the convection of the universe that happened in 1987. It was called the harmonic convergence. Then there was another one in 2003, and now we're going, in 2012 was the next level of evolution. That was when the feminine began to awaken. That the cycle, this is the second part of the cycle. 2012, many women all throughout the world, and I don't like to use this term anymore, of twin flames, because it became very mainstream, but I want to word it in a different way. Divine counterparts, people who had very evolved souls, but may not have been evolved into 3D, but their souls were very evolved, led this evolution post 2012. What I would call divine counterparts. They came here as warriors of the light, to break through that first wall of separation. And I will give you an example. It reminded me when I thought back at it, like what happened in Berlin, in Germany. They broke down the wall. The Great Wall of Berlin was broken down by its people. And in 2012, energetically, we broke down the first wall, and it took the strongest warriors, of which I was one of them, one of the pioneers, the way showers. I know you were, Majan. I met you in 2014. And I am sure, like I said to you, I can't see you online, but my soul is telling me there are many people watching this that went through their awakening in their dark night of the soul post 2012 until around this period of time, 9-year cycle. There are cycles within cycles. So the rising of the feminine didn't just happen overnight, Mujan. It happened in the 2012 when the Mayans spoke about the end of time. Then the shamans all over the world, the 12 tribes, the Hopi tribes, the Mayan tribes, the Kyogi Mamas, the Quieros, the Incas, all of our brothers, all of our sisters spoke about that the feminine would rise again. It took her a 9-year cycle to go from, because she had been not just in the Middle East, every woman and every man was suppressed at the soul level. We were not allowed to express. We were taught how to be through institution, through family, through indoctrination, through schooling, through our companies, through university, you know, through society, through our cultural beliefs. What we did is we broke down the paradigms of old beliefs that no longer serving humanity. Now I see, for example, my children, actually my 3 daughters are in the Middle East right now. I thought it's so coincidental, it was synchronistic that you and I, Mujan, are speaking, both women of the East who are now living in the West, and my 3 daughters are in the East. I thought, wow, that's a grid. You know, we're here to mix, that no longer women are getting more empowered, and the feminine within men are beginning to have a voice. In fairness, men have also been repressed. Men can't cry. Men can't show emotion. Men can't be vulnerable. That was considered weakness. Now we are on the trajectory of divine expression, taking that mask off, being authentic, being seen in our light. Women are leading it because it's in 5D. I really want you all to understand this. It is the feminine soul that awakens first. She is the one that has the courage, the tenacity, the jaguar medicine, the power of the heart, the spiritual essence of her soul to remember, to never forget who you are. And now, since the women are rising and elevating into their power and into the truth of who they are and expressing, it is giving permission for the men to awaken from a very long, dormant sleep of war. War is over, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, war is over. It is not what it seems. Islam and the Middle East, where the Islamic cultures are, including Iran, are one of the last to wake up because they had what I would call the strictest control, the strictest contingency of domination over the feminine. The patriarchal system is attempting to hold on, but it cannot. And I tell you why. Nothing to do with humans. What we can do is infiltrate with the love of our heart. That's why I've been writing nothing about love, only love. That's all I'm interested in, is to penetrate the earth's atmosphere and to penetrate every soul with love, with emotional security and emotional safety. Because when we are emotionally safe as humans, then we express. If we're not safe, we do not express. What's happening in the Middle East is they are, I want to share it to you this way. I know many of you know a book called The Serpent of Light. The serpent means the Kundalini. Kundalini is awakening into great power. What's happening now? And Mujan, I want to give you this activation so you can share with your beautiful Iranian family, because I know you are impacting and doing phenomenal work in the Middle East, and God bless you. The serpent has already been shed. I want you all to really listen to this and get this activation. All that's left is the tail. The tail is the Islamic energy. Iran has chosen to be the point of awakening for the serpent of light, the final shedding of the skin at the tail. Once the shedding of the skin of the great serpent of light and the kundalini has been shelled and has been skinned, we then move into the vertical ascension portals. At the moment, we're doing the horizontal because there's still 3D in function. Once the last bit, which is what's happening in Iran now, and with this beautiful warrior of light, God bless her soul, MAHSA AMINI was what I would call the spark of light. She was the catalyst to bring the awakening for her country, for her people, for her religion, for the Middle East. She's a powerful light warrior. She showed me her soul, that this part of the tail is about to be shed, and then the snake can then move from horizontal to vertical. And remember, ascension doesn't happen in time. It moves beyond time. Ascension happens in rings and spirals of life, and that's what we're going through. She was pivotal in the ascension movement the same week as the Queen, the same week as some very important women left the planet. And I would say my mother was one of them, God bless her soul. On the 18th of September, she had been transitioned 1 year. And I did a phenomenal activation for her. She's been sharing, she's now my ancestor, and telling me the awakening of the divine feminine, how to hold the strongest love with emotional security, emotional certainty, emotional safety for every single brother and sister. We don't need to give them physical. We're transcending the material plane. We are moving into the spiritual plane, that now we hold everybody with love, and we hold them with certainty that their spirit, that they will never forget who they are to come into their power. Because as individuals, united, we become a web of light. And it's the web of light that we're moving into between 5D and 7D. We're even higher than 5D. I can assure you we're not only at 5D. 5D was set prior to 2020. We knew that there was going to be a world pandemic. We then had to move internal. And guess what happens when you move internal? You access the feminine. You access the inside of you. The whole world went internal to give them a chance for the feminine to awaken, for the feminine to heal, for the feminine to rest, for the feminine to listen. We haven't listened to our feminine in over 29,000 years.
Aho. Absolutely. Aho. Beautiful. I feel this power, and you might not believe that MAHSA AMINI's birthday was yesterday, 22nd of September, and she was turning 22.
God, there you go. Ascended Master 22 is the portal. 22 is an Ascended Master. It's mastery. So she had double mastery. She had it on
and the year 22 and the year 2022.
Wow. God bless her soul. I just feel this incredible light. I see her as a beacon of light, and her light is like shrapnel. And what I want to share with the Iranian people today, from Tehran and everywhere, the Kurdish and everywhere where it's happening in the Middle East, that right now the shrapnel she's releasing is not war. The shrapnel she's releasing is light. Sparks of light. And she's saying, please take these sparks and put them in your heart. Remember who you are. Come back into your emotional safety. Come back into that place where you know the truth of who you are. Inside of here, you are all a spark of the divine. Do not divide. Do not go into the streets and provoke war. We don't put fuel on fire. We bring water to the fire. We give it the opposite. Remember, whatever they're telling us to do the opposite, so that the light can expand. Because if we all sit humming in peace, if we all bring in the energy of unity and the energy of love and the energy of divinity from our heart, and we hold each other with emotional safety and emotional security and emotional certainty, and Mojan, I promise you, that is the healing on the planet that's required. We each hold a sacred space for another individual, a brother or a sister, to heal in that time. We don't need fire, we need water. Right now, we need the energy of water to put out the fire, to put out the rage. There are men that have been suppressed, that are volcanic on the inside, and what we ask is, we want to soothe you with water. Come drink from the fountain of love. Come drink from the fountain of light. Come drink from the fountain of your own inner essence that is connected to the one God that we all share, but it's calibrated in different religions. But in truth, it's only one God. And it's funny, Mojan, we're also celebrating here in Australia and all over the world. And I wish everybody a happy Rosh Hashanah for anyone who's celebrating the Jewish New Year. How powerful that, you know, that we are all brothers and sisters. This religion is division. Spirituality is love. Spirituality is heart. That we can see each other and celebrate everything together as one interracial planet. And as mother births, she births all her children. I have 5 children. I don't love one more than the other. And I'm sure, Mojan, you don't love your daughter more than any other child on this earth. They all become our children. Yes. They all become, we come through this. So now as Mother Earth is ascending into 5D as a being, we are ascending with her. Don't go the opposite of the Mother Earth. Go the opposite of what you're told in 3D. Whatever you're told, move in the opposite way. Yeah. Because right now, it is honestly a time of peace. It's not long before all the dirt, all the rubbish, all the darkness, all the purging, all the rage, all the anger, eventually it all has to come out. Once that volcanic energy, which is fire, we as healed individuals who've done the work from the last cycle, we hold the energy of water, we hold the energy of peace, we hold the energy of love, because in truth, that is the only thing that is eternal. In truth, we are in duality. Let's merge duality by allowing diversity to be how it is, but remembering we are all one. Recognizing we all look different, we come from a different language, we have different color hair, different color eyes, different color language, different color skin, but in truth, at the soul essence, we are all one, united in the concentric circle of the divine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is that's how humanity turned back the power, because it's so much fear. And what is the opposite of the fear is love. Yeah. And love brings unity, and love brings us together. So in the streets of Tehran and other cities, it's chaos now. I honor it because we also, as you know, like practicing shamanism, we honor the journey of each brothers and sisters, but also we just bring awareness and we talk to the soul, because the soul understands the language of the soul, and the language of all humanity, all souls, is the language of love and unity and peace and becoming one. So Regina, I like to just give the audience just a bit of, we talked about the feminine and masculine in each one of us. So, and how maybe you give them a couple of tips to how they can balance, and what does it mean, because not all of the people are familiar with these terms.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, great question. So when I'm working with clients on feminine, masculine, the first thing I say, you have to heal your feminine first, not the masculine. We've been taught to be strong, to push, you know, to be action, 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 move, move, move. It's the opposite. You have to heal the feminine so your masculine can rise. The feminine needs to feel safe. She seeks safety. She seeks security. She seeks certainty. So within you, the left-hand side of your body, the side of where your heart is, so go to your heart center. That is to remember, left heart. That's the left side of your body. You tune into your feminine. You check in. What does she need? You give her rest. You listen. Listen intently. And it's more about being than doing. So you check in with your feminine to give her deep rest, to give her an energy of safety within you. If you have a war raging within yourself and you have anger within yourself, understand your feminine is scared. Understand that that is your feminine that is in great fear. So right now, my brothers and sisters, I ask you to please never forget 9/11/11/9, 9/11/11/9, to remember and to never forget who you are. In your essence, your feminine needs to be held. Your feminine needs to be felt into the place of love, into the place of security, into the place of gentleness. Go gentle, go soft, go tender. That's not weakness. Our power is in our vulnerability. Our power is standing in feminine love and saying, above all else, I choose love. Love for myself, love for others, love for humanity, love for this earth, because in the eyes of love, everything dissolves. I promise you this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm practicing it. I do not teach something I have not practicing or mastering myself. The feminine is all about your feeling. Feel into it, connect with it with no judgment. Give her compassion, mercy, from Jamal to Jalal, right? In the Arabic tradition, you give her that place of certainty, that place of safety, and then your masculine can rise. Because if you don't have inner trust in yourself, there's no way you can be of good service to the planet. The greatest healing you can do is healing unto you, taking care of your feminine, being in that place of gentle, tender, loving, certain, emotional security. Then your masculine can rise. Your masculine can then speak his truth with a boundary and with discernment. You need to be able to see. The masculine needs to see, the feminine needs to feel. So feel what you need to feel with no judgment. Allow your feminine to come into that place of balance within her by checking in her needs, and then ask your masculine, what do I need to do? How can I make her feel safe? What do I need to show up in myself, with my children, with my family, with my community, with society, with humanity, with the earth? We extend it like ripples. The masculine is the leader, but he can only be led by the feminine within him first. If the feminine is enraged, like what's happening in the Middle East right now, we need to calm it. We need to love it. We need to understand it. We need to extend compassion and peace and mercy and softness and gentleness. There's a proverb in the ancient shamanic terms that says, let her hand gentle the war. The feminine is the one that can stop the war, not the masculine. It's the feminine power. Remember the power of your feminine. Your soul is feminine. Your body is feminine. The earth is feminine. Your heart is feminine. Your mind is masculine. Let your head bow down to the crevices of your heart and be led by the heart there. Sure, create a boundary. You don't just let anybody in and walk all over you. I've been through that. Never again. I now have discernment. Unless you show up with respect and with love, you have no permission. It doesn't mean I don't love you, but no permission to enter. And each person should have that when you understand self-respect and you hold your feminine so high that you remember you're a king and queen on the inside, that your queen is safe. Look at Buckingham Palace. You can't get into the castle. Why would you let anybody into your castle? Heal your feminine and then allow your masculine to rise through her. Once she's safe and held, your masculine can speak his truth. Your masculine can see what's happening, and your masculine can lead you into the path of light through the love of your feminine. Masculine is light, feminine is love. It's the light and the love together that we unify in, and we become wholeness, luminous human beings. We move from being what I would call Homo sapien to luminous beings of light. Luminous beings of light. I'm not making this up. I want to share with you one other thing. I remember 6-7 years ago I was giving these talks and people thought I was crazy. We're here now. I'm going to give you the next 7-year projection. You will be able, mark my words on this, for any of you that do the light work at the soul level within your beautiful heart and your essence and your spirit and your soul, you will be able to walk out of this planet with nothing but hair and nails left. You will not be buried. You will not be burnt. You will walk as a luminous being across this dimensional plane. It is the highest form of enlightenment if you do the work, and all that's left of your remnants is your nails and hair. We are moving, and I've said this before, except the 3D want to give you a different take on it. We are moving from carbon to crystalline matrix. Notice how all over the world governments speak of neutralizing carbon footprint. What a joke. They're moving our energy from us to the earth. What you need to remember is your soul is upgrading from carbon to crystalline. Crystalline matrix, like the mother. As a mother ascends in crystalline energy into the new vibration, to the galactic center, and the sun codes give us all the enlightenment we need, we do the same. We follow suit. We're her children. Baby ducks follow their mother duck. It is nature's way. And it is nature's way now that we are ascending. The mother is giving birth and she's taking all her children, bar none. Bar none.
Rogeda, thank you so much. You said banan, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain that phrase, please?
Bar none means that we are now looking beyond humanity as countries, humanity as religion, humanity as color, or humanity as gender. All of that is moving into, I don't want to say we're becoming androgynous, but what we are becoming is unified in our own being, that we are no longer half. We are becoming a full, masculine from the right, feminine from the left, merged in the kundalini up our spine, coming together as a whole being of light. So we start to see each other beyond all of the barriers, Mojan, are going to fall. Already the barriers have fallen. Already the Kabbalah are on notice. Already the Draconians, the Reptilians, the Illuminati, the Anunnaki, I don't know what you want to call them. The dark forces are already being exposed, because I want to tell you one thing. Nothing is stronger than God, whatever your God is, and even that is bar none. Because when you talk about the divine, there is only one. The expression of it is many, but there is only one. But the expression is many, because we are all made with a unique blueprint. Each one has a unique blueprint, DNA blueprint. Even our fingertips have a unique DNA print. And so do we at the soul level. So when we connect to the blueprint, we connect with one source. The one source has many names, but it's one source. Yes. And when it comes to being bar none, really want to give you this from all my heart, because I'm actually very excited about what's to happen. I feel the happiest I've ever been, even though in the 3D it looks like, what? Are you crazy? There's chaos out there. There's fires burning. I can see the outcome, because my masculine has already done that projection. And I've worked with many light workers, including you, Mojan, where we're seeing a vision. The vision is of peace. The vision is of love. The vision is of bar none. The vision is of nobody is excluded. Nobody is left out. Nobody is not accepted in this circle. We are all one in the circle, and we dance as brothers and sisters of the light, because we are coming into a time where humanity and animals and plants and rocks and crystalline energy will live in peace again. And I keep repeating, and I'm doing it in every activation. I know sometimes I do things ahead of my time, and that's okay. I'm planting the seeds, heaven on earth. We will be experiencing, mark my words, take note of this. And this video will be ready for 7-8 years down the track. Before 2030, we will be experiencing heaven on earth, where the deers will not be scared of the lions, where they will sit together and eat around the same table. We will become the Templars of night. We will become the high priestesses of the light, where we are living and bringing and bridging heaven on earth. Each of us, not one, it's not for the select few. There is no, oh, I am the selected one in some religions. We are all selected. We are all included, bar none. We are living and coming into a time of peace. Once this final reckoning happens, this is the thing I wanted to say. The dark forces, they may have domination in 3D on the material plane, because they have dominated through control and through manipulation, suppression of the feminine, kill where they can, eat children, whatever, all that pedophilia ring, everything. All I want to tell you is this, ladies and gentlemen, we have already moved. The earth has already been solidified on the northern and southern axis, on its tilted axis line. It's no longer in the center. It's now moved to the right of about 6 to 8 degrees Celsius. Once it moves beyond the galactic center, guess what happens? The sun the greater central sun and the solar system is sending us light codes. And guess what? You don't need any more mentors. You don't need any more teachers. You don't need anybody else, because by just sitting in the sun alone, you will ascend. Where you find sun, take your glasses off. Do not wear glasses. When they tell you put all this SPF, no way. Sit in the morning sun, allow the rays to come into your beautiful eyes, get the vitamin D, let the rays of the light talk to your soul, your pineal, pituitary, and hippocampus, so we form the golden triangle. That's all you need. Sit in the sun. If that's all you do, I guarantee you'll go into ascension. And they can't stop that, because the sun is from the one source of light, and the light cannot be taken out. It's eternal. Darkness has to come out so it can be converted into light again. How beautiful. Even the darkness is going to be healed. You need to see this as part of the birthing. It's yucky. It's messy. For any of the ladies out there and the beautiful men who were with their wives or partners as they gave birth, you saw the mess. It was messy. It was chaotic. We were screaming. It was painful. But from it came the most beautiful being of light. And what did it give us? The first feeling, the smell and the touch and the feeling of unconditional love. Can any of you deny that? And right now we are going through it on a cosmic level. Cosmic level. Individual lights expanding, opening, awakening, activating, and loving our way through to the next levels of evolution. That's what's happening on planet Earth today, including Iran, including the Middle East, including any other places of unrest. They are the final tail of the serpent of light to be shed. Once the shedding happens, the snake is in a wake and the Kundalini begins its journey to the light. Welcome to heaven on earth.
Aho.
Aho.
Yes,
I promise.
Because I mean, you say the tail because
this tape, and we should put it on YouTube because it will go viral if the dark forces don't take it down, because I speak truth. And I speak what's channeled to me from the one divine source of light. Speak truth. Every one of us has our own truth and our own way to get to the light. I'm not saying my way is the only way. It's just my way. But I have seen the vision. And I promise you this, keep this tape before 2030. By 2027, 2028, we'll be living in times of peace that you have never seen on earth before. Unprecedented times of evolution of light. The great serpent of a light is awakened. It's the final piece shedding before we all celebrate in the joyous dance into the dance of light and the dance of love back into unity.
Aho. That's so beautiful. It's just talk to the soul, you know, our soul recognize.
Yeah.
I love it. But at the moment, for all our brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
another thing is that we also talked about it, is to start the work, the inner work.
Yeah.
You know, someone going to the streets and screaming and trying to fight for justice and freedom, but that person might come home and he be or she be a dictator at home and to herself or himself.
Thank you.
So what we want is each one of us, first and foremost, start from within, to bring that balance, that love, that unity within ourselves. And that it's like a ripple effect, you know, like you don't need to even say anything because people feel it. When you are living in your truth and in love and light, your presence is enough for people around you. So that also brings us together again, and this division is dissolving when when love is present. Because, you know, like, look, all around the world people want to, and it's a talk of ego, that's, oh, I am different, my family is different, my country is different, my neighborhood is different. You just divide yourself smaller and smaller, that to be separated from the whole. And that, I mean, look at what happened, you know, like as we talked during the pandemic and how it divided the people. That was also, I mean, even the spiritual people, if they were divided, they were separated. We are coming into awareness and into, we're waking up to our own, I believe in our own nightmare in a way, and we're waking up to it and we see, oh, what is truth, what is truth, because like during all these years we've been like a mess and they will guided us through life, but now we can be our own being, our own individual. Mm-hmm.
Mujan, I want to take that a step further, that with the pandemic that happened, it was a blessing in disguise. And I want to tell you why it was a blessing in disguise. Through the separation, and sometimes it was very hard because families were separated, children were separated from their parents, couples were separated, grandparents, children being born that families couldn't see, etc., etc. But what it did do is it forced us to sit with ourselves.
Yes.
So when you sit with
yes.
yourself, and when you sit in the silence of your soul and you listen, remember I told you about the feminine, you need to hear the feminine, you need to listen to what she's telling you, because the medicine is inside of you. The medicine is inside your soul. You have come here coded with your destiny already, your blueprint for your avatar. So we have a human, we have the human version, and we have the, what you want to call it, higher self, avatar, supreme being, infinite consciousness. All that energy is part of our, it's above our crown chakra in the eighth, it's above the crown in the eighth, it's the eighth. When we call that energy into our soul, we can heal. But the quickest way to help people, Mujana, I really want to give them this, because some people find it very hard to go within because the traumas were very intensive or very difficult, or childhood abuse or whatever has gone on. Some of us have had the courage to do it and go through it. Some haven't yet. I'm telling you, I've been told to share this with every person I speak to. Sit in the sun. The new sun codes, because of the solar flares that are out there at the moment, they are already encoded, where some of us don't even have to go through the trauma of healing anymore. The sun will dissolve them because we've already moved past the precession of the equinox in the photon of light. The light beings, light beams, BEAMS, are so strong at the moment that by sitting in the sun, absorbing it onto our chest, into our eyes, into our crown, into our pineal, into the God brain, the neocortex of our brain, we begin to thaw out the frozen part of the reptilian brain, which is in the back left-hand corner. And we also begin to deactivate the horrific memories in the mammalian brain on the bottom right-hand corner. And we energetically move up into the God brain by sitting in the sun. It will thaw out all of your pain. It will thaw out all the darkness. The vitamin D that we will receive from it is like what we call a carrier active ingredient to infiltrate the cellular memory where the proton, electron, and neutrons are, and awaken them. It gives it like a flicker, a bit like a flicker of light, like a spark, if you will, and it will activate them into healing by just sitting in stillness, sitting in their presence, sitting in the comfort of who they are without judgment. That's the healing. It's Mojan, I want to say to you, when we did the healing, it was very intense. It was very painful. As we move on in ascension, it's quicker and quicker and faster and faster and easier and easier. Like I see, and like I said to you again, divine counterparts. I don't want to use the word twin flame, but for many of you from the past would have known it as a twin flame. It's a divine counterpart. Many of them are coming into union, the younger ones, because they didn't have the pain bodies we carried to break through for the first layers of humanity. As each wave of ascension, it's like a let me put it to you this way. It's like a concentric circle. The stone goes thrown into the pond, and each ripple goes out further and further. And as it goes out further and further, it gets easier and easier. And now they don't need to go through deep healing trauma. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, forgiveness will come easier. Love will come easier. Penetration of light will come easier. Sitting in the stillness of your soul and extending just this one word, compassion, kindness, and mercy to yourself first. Then you extend it to the members of your family. Then you extend it to your partners. Then you extend it to your extended family. And from there, the ring begins to turn and the dance begins again. The dance begins again. We're no longer sitting in pain bodies. I promise you this, if you will realize you are the master. You don't need a master. I don't like it when people call me master or, you're the, no, I'm not. I've just been ahead. I've just gone ahead earlier. I've traveled the road that's been less traveled. I didn't go on the common road. I didn't go on the road of the matrix. I chose to go on my road that led me from God, from my divine source, and I followed that path, even though not many went there. But I knew that if I followed my heart, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you this final thing, follow your heart, follow your soul, because I promise you, it will never, ever, ever lead you astray. It will remind you of who you are. The head will play monkey games with you. It will go yes, and then say, oh no, yes, no, oh no. And when you're coming to, you're moving in imbalance, you're in the head. If you're in balance and you're in center and you are calm and you feel peace, you're in your heart. That's the gauge. If I'm worried, if I'm in fear, if I'm moving to yes to no, I don't know, in, out, yes, no, up, down, not sure what to do, you're in the mind. If you go to your heart and you get a stillness, and it's a gentle, loving energy, and it's peaceful, then you are completely following the right path. Follow your instinct and your gut over your mind. Let your mind become only your guardian. So I allow my mind to take care of my body. When I go out somewhere, I'll say to my mind, show me if there's safety here. Is there danger I need to be aware of? Please guide me. And that's the reptilian part of the brain and the mammalian part of the brain. But the rest of the time, I'm living from the neocortex, the God brain, your pineal activated, third eye activated, and heart fully open. From that place, I promise you, enlightenment will come fast and easy. It doesn't need you to sit through 50 sessions anymore. It just needs for you to sit in the silence of the beauty of your soul and love it for no other reason than you are a divine spark of light.
Aho matakoyasan. Thank you. This life, my friends, your souls are recognized, and this is the language your head might just at the moment be like, what is happening? Don't think about it and receive. Just receive, just accept.
Look, I might sound a bit wacky. It might sound a bit, wow, what is Mojan, this is how I live daily. The energy is so high because I follow the path of my heart. And for all the new people who are joining us today, I know it might sound a bit crazy. I know it might sound a bit out there, but Mojan is completely right. God bless her. Just allow yourself to receive. Even though your mind might be saying, what? Is she making any sense? Don't worry about that. Just take what your heart feels is truth, sit with that, and receive the energy of love that is being sent, the energy of light that has been emanated to you, knowing that you are all divine, bar none. Everybody. Doesn't matter what level of consciousness you're at. Some are awake, some are asleep, some are in between. Just keep receiving, keep receiving, keep receiving.
Absolutely. So we would like, maybe we should mention that Rigida is in the southern hemisphere. I'm in the northern hemisphere. And it's also, we are in the time of equinox as well, when the day and night become balanced. And east, we are talking about the east and west as well. And all of them, everything as if just orchestrated for this life, that this is the first life I've ever had that I have not many people, because most of the time it's over 200-300 people coming at least to live, but because the internet problem and the timing, which is like late night in New York and it's midday in Australia and it's early morning in Iran, in Middle East. So, but whoever attended this live, you received. You can't do anything. You received it. Your soul, your heart already received it. And you feel it and you vibrate it through your heartbeat, to your surrounding and to your own soul. I am going to open the comment area, and if you have any questions, if Regina, you are agreeing with this, so we answer if our audience have any questions here.
The only thing is, Mojan, I'll just remind you, I have a blank screen, black screen. I can't see anything. So if you don't mind reading it, whatever, if I can't see, let me know what it is. And if you want me to, you're answering, open it, ready, whatever required.
Yeah, I have opened it. So lots of hearts and love. And I would like, guys, if you have any questions, please write them down. And that was incredible. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. How can we active in the feminine? We are conditioned to think feminine means passive. That's the question.
Fantastic question. Fantastic. Yes, you are right. Whoever that is, the feminine is passive, but she's passive in the energy of being. And I'll give you how you can be active. You plant the seed of what you want or what you desire or the outcome you wish to see by sitting in stillness. And then you wait until, which is passive, until you get a call from within for heart-inspired action. So you only take the next step. You don't need to see the full picture. You just need to know the next step. And the next step is shown to you through the heart. It's like a heart-inspired action saying, oh my God, I've got this energy to do this. Do it. Follow the inkling or the excitement or the butterfly that comes from your heart. When you get an instinct from the body or an intuition from the heart, that's called heart-inspired action. It might come to you as a download during meditation, while you're asleep. You could be cooking, you could be eating, you could be out with your beloved and you think, oh my God, you could be by the beach walking and you get this download. Follow that. So 100% the new way of being is in the feminine. We are moving from a masculine patriarchal society to a feminine matriarchal society because it's really all connected to the feminine energy. The feminine is gentle, she's slow, she's passive, but she's also ready to take action when the time is right. And I'll go back to the birthing. If we try and break the waters of a woman at 7 months, we could do damage to the baby and the mother. At 40 weeks or close to 40 weeks, when the mother naturally goes into convulsions and her body starts to contract, we know that's the right time. The seed is ready to come through the earth or through the canal into a new form of life. And the same with any desire, any energy, any project, anything you are working on. If you push it before time, it doesn't work. If you put it in a glass house, it doesn't taste the same. But if you let it naturally, feminine principle, do what it needs to do and use heart-inspired action alongside it, that's the threading of the masculine and the feminine, go for it. That's
absolutely. I also tell my, in my classes and to my clients regarding the feminine and being the passivity of feminine and be patient, as you said, yes. Is that, okay, you plant a seed Do we go every day to put the earth away, soil away, to see if the plant, if the seed is growing? We know it is going to grow. We just feed it, water it, and we wait. That's exactly the same. Or when a woman is pregnant, you are not going, oh, every day, oh, when this baby is coming out. You know you need to wait, and you need to be patient, and you need to be kind, and you need to take care of the plant or the baby or your body till the time is right. And the heart
Yes,
inspired action is
yes, yes.
happening. It's happening.
Applied action. That's the key word, because with the seed, you still have to tend to the environment. So you've got to make sure the sun is there, you're watering it, you're giving it what it needs, but it's
Yeah.
not forced.
Yeah.
So the new way is without force, without propelling, without this old paradigm of burning the body out. It's actually shocking the feminine. It takes her into a shock system, because she wants to be gentle, and she wants to be loved, and she wants to be vulnerable, and she wants to be soft. And the greatest thing for the feminine energy, ladies and gentlemen, is that she wants to be in devotion. She wants to be devoured by the masculine, but she can't if she doesn't trust the masculine, because he's pushing, forcing, impatient, hostile, aggressive, fast, furious. We sometimes need that during the birth, during when it comes through the earth, when the seed is coming through the earth. Yes, then we need fire, then we need air energy, then we need the strong push to get it across the line. But it's only through getting the signals and the signs and the synchronicity from your soul. Take this step, take this step, take this step. And as each step is taken, it evolves and opens in front of you like a lotus, naturally.
Right.
The earth doesn't fight. The earth doesn't push, but the flowers still bloom.
Yes, absolutely. So another audience asked that how she can clear the things she's done in the past.
Things that she's done, as in what does that mean? What
So
does that mean?
I think she means that maybe she thinks she's done any wrongdoing in the past.
Yeah, easy.
Or the yeah.
Yes, love it. And we carry, as a culture, especially Arabic people, or actually I would say all over the world, like please let's not put it to the Middle East only, the guilt, the shame, the blame, the judgment and criticism. Wipe them out of your dictionary, because we all were brought up with that at some level. The guilt, that there's something wrong with you if you don't behave, we have to behave like this. What we need to do, it's one word for this beautiful lady, whoever texted that: forgiveness. She needs to forgive herself and forgive her transgressors. Mujan, one day I'm going to share my story, and I've not done it. Everybody thinks I only talk about the light. I've had some of the darkest times of my life, I would say, of abuse. I have really gone through some very, and everyone thinks, oh, you always look like you've got this perfect life. It's not perfect. I've come through a lot of darkness, but from that darkness, I am the strongest light, and I'm one of God's strongest soldiers, because I said yes to every assignment. Whatever God gave me, I said, yes, give it to me. I'm ready. Don't try me. Let me have it. I'll go right through the eyes of the storm. I'll go right through the eyes of the needle. Take me there. And I want to share this with this beautiful sister. Whatever darkness you have gone through, I went through so much pain, and many of us don't. The pain is the mental mind. The heart knows that we chose these lessons so we can evolve. Before we came to earth, we asked these people, we asked these situations, we asked these circumstances to be in our path so we can ascend if we so choose. Therefore, there is no pain. We asked for it before our incarnation. Therefore, what I tell you, beautiful sister, whoever it may be, forgive yourself. Your assignment is done. Tick 100 out of 100 for you, and give 100 out of 100 for your transgressor, because their beautiful soul showed up in that way for you so you can heal it. You don't need to carry that. Release that cross. For Christians, release that cross. Take the cross off you. for Islam, take off the hijab maybe, take off whatever it is that you are carrying that is not your truth anymore. Take it off you, because it's not real. It's in the mind that we are creating the pain. It's in the mind that we are creating this distortion. What's really happened is we asked for these events, for these situations, circumstances, sojourns, for these connections that we had with people, brothers, sisters, parents, siblings, lovers, business partners, you know, people in the street, sometimes, you know, even accidents, people we meet in accident, we hit our car, whatever it is, we have asked for that lesson. Once the lesson is complete, mission completed, ladies and gentlemen, task done, 100%. And you need to remember that it's the mind that keeps you locked in the pain, but you asked for it. So remove the pain, come back into the heart. Forgive yourself and forgive them. Assignment done.
Absolutely. You need to just complete what beautiful Regida said. You need to accept your whole journey of life. Where you are now, how you feel now is a product of all those experiences, and those are behind. You are looking forward. We are not looking back. Our eyes are forward. You just need to move on and see what's the next step of your life, and accept who you are and accept all your wounds. You know, we accept it, we love it, everything, the whole package. So also that what Rugida said, especially in the Middle East, is the feeling of shame, guilt, judgment is all around the world, but maybe because of some, limiting belief is stronger in that area. So you are, remember, the most important thing for each one of us is to live our truth, because many of us, we have double life. You see in Middle East, people have double life. They in front of family or society, they have one face, and in their own private life, they are different people. Have the bravery to be one and live your own truth. It might be difficult, but it's taking off a big burden on your shoulder. You need to carry, and you don't need to play all the time another, you know, like acting life. So you need to live your authentic self, and that's in Middle East. I think this is for all of us to realize how to accept who we are. It is challenging. That's what's happening in Iran. So women who don't believe in hijab, they can't pretend that they are covering their hair because they don't believe in it. Yeah. And they're taking off their hijab because they don't believe in it. And it is difficult. It created a chaos, but the result is going to be beautiful. And we know it as we talk through this life. Another person, Regida, asked that how he can recognize his gift.
Oh, lovely question.
Yeah.
I love these sort of questions. They inspire me. So easy. How you recognize your gift, I know it's going to sound silly. Whatever you're good at, whatever you enjoy doing, that is a clue that you either have mastery from a past life, or it's something that you need to cultivate in this lifetime, because the seeds of your gift are already inside your wheel of light. Each individual comes in with a wheel of light, and it has 10 access points, which means 10 gifts, mastery gifts. That's why some of us have, you know, either one gift that we've really expanded on and made it one circle of light, and some of us change our careers halfway through, or we do 6, 7 different things through our life, but we're really good at all of them. That's because we've opened and activated each gift. We have a wheel of light, 10-point access that each person has and is gifted as they come into earth. The gauge to help you with that is, what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? And what's something that you could like wake up for, because it's like, oh, it's not drudgery. It's like, oh my God, I'm excited. I can't wait to go to ... It's that easy, Murjan.
Yes.
Let them know that it's what they enjoy doing. It's where they enjoy showing up in it. It's not a job. It's not difficult. It's something they find easy, something they find quite playful. The energy of playfulness comes in. Like for me, spirituality is something I do, even if I haven't worked for after 2020. I took a lot of time off and did a lot of healing and a lot of self-love, and you know, really enriched my feminine and just enriched my life on so many levels, that it became spirituality for me is like eating bread or like breathing. I can't live without it. It is who I fundamentally am in my soul essence. My economic law degree, I never mention it because that wasn't my truth. I did that as a good Lebanese woman wanting to impress her family. It was not my truth. Yes, I had this brains for it, but my heart was spiritual. My heart was humble, is humble. I want to be a humble servant, but living a 5D life, living a luxurious life. That is my truth. So what this beautiful person, I want them to go and think about, what do they love? What do they want to do? What comes easy for them? What do they enjoy? If there was no money involved, if they had to just do it because of passion, what would that be?
Yes.
And that's the clue. That's the clue to how to find the gift. And I promise you, Mujan, it unravels. I've done it with my own kids. I do not teach anything that I am not mastering or living myself, because I want to be that one face. Back and front, side and left, right, set, all the same. Transparency lets you live a very easy life. Once you're no longer, you take off that mask and you be transparent.
Yes.
There's a word in Arabic and it's called khay. It's like, oh, khay, because you can just be yourself. You can just be yourself, or you're not having to be, it's too much work to be something you're not.
Absolutely.
When you are authentic, it's easy. You find life is easy. I never knew this. Now I could not live another way. Transparent. You don't like it, sorry. You like it, welcome.
Yeah, exactly. That's the is a research on it. The power of vulnerability. You become powerful when you are vulnerable. When you are not hiding anything. You show your wounds and you are say that's me, and that's it.
And you know something? Your wounds and your scar are what make you beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, there's this beautiful Japanese, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember reading it once, where they spoke about a vase. If it's broken, what they do is they get gold and they realign all the lines with gold. They put beautiful gold paint, gold leaf over the broken part as they're putting it together. Think of yourself as an urn that has been broken, and now you've earned the gold stripes. That your scars and your pain is what makes you multidimensional. It's what makes you truthful. Nobody wants to be scared to touch you because you think you're perfect. Fuck that. You want to be somebody that's, I've been broken and I've risen again. That is somebody you admire more because it gives you permission to do the same. Nobody, we are perfect in our imperfections.
I think you made a nice quote, so some of the followers are writing it. You don't like it, sorry, you like it, welcome.
Love it, yes. Honestly,
that's a great quote, right?
Yes, truth. If you don't like me, sorry, I'm sorry for you. Not, and if you like me, ahla wa sahla. In Arabic, ahlan wa sahlan, which means 100,000 welcomes.
All right. I loved what we talked about. I mean, I opened the space for the first time, like for my lives. I never opened the space, like practically. I sometimes do it in my, like in my mind, but this time actually I did it. And
good on you.
I did it. I opened the space. And I loved our conversation and what you talked about. And I know that everybody received. I believe in it. And I hope you take this and be a light in the path of your life, and believe in yourself, accept yourself, and know whatever, like everything that is happening, it is really difficult, especially for my country and my people. and but the result is going to be beautiful. And
Yes.
this is again to
Yes.
respect Mahsa Amini's
Legacy. This is
legacy.
the legacy.
Absolutely. And,
Look,
and
she left a
yeah,
worldwide legacy. God bless her.
absolutely. Yes,
Worldwide
God
legacy.
bless her soul. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And her family. And it's interesting that what you mentioned, I didn't want to interrupt you. And Mahsa, the first digit of her name and her family name, because Mahsa starts with M and family name with A. So these two becomes Ma. Ma in Farsi means we.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Well,
So
and ma is the first sound in Sanskrit of the mother.
yes,
Ancient Sanskrit. Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
So that absolutely Mahsa Amini was a guide for and a light for Iranian women, for not just Iranian women, for Iranian people all around the country. And then the result, I'm sure it is difficult at the moment, but we know that it's going to be beautiful, and that equality and harmony is gonna go back to our country, and peace and unity.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Regida.
On a final note, I just want to give for all these people in Tehran, if there's any from Iran, because like I said, I only see a black screen. Understand that the chaos is serving a purpose. Please understand that the chaos is there so that the rebirth can happen. A rebirth in human soul cannot happen without destruction. There is a deconstruction of the old world, the old wall, the old paradigm, the old belief, the old institution, the old patriarchal society of greed and corruption and takeover and domination is collapsing. I know it doesn't look it, but last thing I want to say, whatever you see is happening on the earth, in 5D, it's the opposite. We are actually preparing for the time of light, and Iran needed to be a place of deconstruction to assist the next levels of evolution on our planet. I agree, it's sad for the loss of life on a human level, no question, we are all human, but on a higher level, I want you to understand that there's a higher wisdom, there's a higher perfect orchestration by God, the divine, the all source of light, that this is part of the evolution we are going through. It's the end of time as we knew it in the Piscean age. As we move into the golden age, the golden time, the age of Aquarius, whatever is not of light, whatever is still in darkness will be forced to come to the surface, to be purged, released, executed, exiled, and taken out, sacrificed, so that the new portals of light and a new birth of humanity will be born again, where love will reign, peace will be our way of life, and light is the code in which we communicate with one another. The barriers of countries will come down, the barriers of religion will come down, the barriers of color will come down, and even the barriers of gender, where we look each other eye to eye and say, I am you and you are me, and together we are one. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
My
One
pleasure.
nation, one earth, one body, one heart, and one soul, and one love. That's
Amen.
it. And we are in that direction,
Yeah.
beautiful friends. Thank you so much. We are giving love and light to all of you. Take care. Thank you, Regida. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you.
My
Bye.
pleasure. I thank you, Mujan. God bless you, and God bless everybody.
Thank you.
Remember, in the time of light, age of Aquarius, serpent of light is about to rise.
Aho. Thank you. Bye bye.